Welcome back to Third Phase of the Moon. Blake Cousins with a special radio show today. We're opening up the lines and taking your calls from around the world. It's backed by popular demand. Everybody wanted us to get the testimony, bring back the radio show, and that's what we're doing. We want to thank everybody who's joining us on this live premiere right now on YouTube and doing the radio show. If you've got something you want to share, the number is 516-387-1636. Everybody call in. Tell your story. We want to hear it. It's incredible that people are lining up already. We just got started, and we probably got about 20 people just holding up, wanting to tell their story. So if you're calling in, let's keep your stories down to about 5 minutes because we want to respect other people as they want to share their stories as well. So as that being said, let's start it off right here at Third Phase of the Moon. This is Blake Cousins, and let's go to the phone line. We see we got an area code 412 calling in. Area code 412. You're on Third Phase of the Moon. How you doing today?
Hi, Blake. This is Ward from Fort Myers.
Hey, Fort Myers calling in. Hey, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase of the Moon. You got a story you want to share with us to the world? Go ahead.
Sure. I got a bunch of them, actually, but I'll share a real quick one about a creature. I don't know if it's from an alien creature or if it's one that is from this world or interdimensional creature. But anyway, I was on the toilet, I know, and I noticed I saw underneath my door by my hallway. I could see underneath the door, and I saw these small feet running back and forth in front of my door. These were black as night feet, tiny. Probably about maybe 2 inches long, but it was bipedal, and it was running back and forth in front of my door, like to let me know it was there. So, it disturbed me a little. Like something's in my house. This is, not broad daylight. It's probably like at 7 o'clock at night, and so I finished my business and I came out and I yelled to my daughter. You said you were not in front of my door, were you, just now? She said, no, I wasn't. And I said, and then I looked over, and there was this huge bag of potato chips that I saw that were open, and potato chips were falling out of it, and it looked like something was inside the bag. And so I thought to myself, I don't know what kind of creature this is, but I don't care what it is. I don't want it in my house. So I went and got a garbage bag, and I threw it over the bag of chips. And I could feel something running around in there, but I wasn't so concerned about it dying or anything because evidently it was able to walk through my door, so it had interdimensional capabilities. So I took it and I took it out to the garbage and chucked it out.
So wait a second, you're telling me that you may have caught an alien, you put it in your trash bag and you just threw it in the trash?
Well, because, I knew that he could get out of the bag because, like I said, he was able to walk through my front door. So I wasn't so concerned about it. But I didn't want this thing to think that it had, I'm telling you, I've had so many alien encounters and stuff. I didn't want this guy to think that he had free reign to come to my house and start eating potato chips. I know it sounds totally bizarre, and it is bizarre. And, I didn't want him to feel like he could just come in my house and start, eating stuff and feel comfortable around me. I didn't want this thing around. I don't know what it was. I didn't know what it looked like. All I saw was its feet. And, it was a tiny creature. But, who wants, just imagine if you had a rat running around your house. You wouldn't want that. So, I took it. I guess it got the hint because it never came back. And like I said, I wasn't concerned about killing because I would never try to kill a creature or anything. But if it can make it through my front door, it can make it through a plastic bag. So,
I don't know if you're aware of this, but we're putting out $2 million if somebody could bring me an alien body, basically alive or deceased, most preferably alive. We want people to make friends with it and tell them that Third Phase of the Moon wants to, meet up with them. And we got a $2 million reward for anybody that could bring an alien being, not of this planet. Maybe you just threw out $2 million, my friend.
Right. Well, correct. Well, I've had other creatures here too that you never know. It might still happen. I might be the one. But the problem is, like, the one time I had these creatures underneath my bed, I called MUFON. Well, I didn't call MUFON. I emailed them, and I emailed some other investigators, and they just ignored my emails because I never got one back. They probably thought I was crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but I try telling people, look, if you want evidence, if you want the big prize, here it is. Now, I even felt like calling the police to come, but then, I was afraid that what if I call the police and then all of a sudden that thing is gone by the time the police get there? Then I'll lock me up,
Sure. But you got to realize that Third Phase of the Moon, we're open 24/7. Let me tell you, if this ever happens again, please don't just throw this in the garbage. If you capture it, that's one thing. But, reach out to us at Third Phase of the Moon. Take photographs, video of it. Let us know. And, we'll be more than happy to help you out, get this thing, get the word out, do it in a safe way. Obviously, there's some protocols behind this. We would get into that once we make contact with a person that does have this. But... Excuse me.
Now, that would be great, man. If this has been going on since 2012. I've been having all these occurrences and encounters, and with all different types of beings. And I have the videos of a bunch of different kind of beings. Matter of fact, every video I have almost has a different kind of creature in it. And I can't explain that either. Why is it always something different? And but the only thing is, 2020 has been this has been the worst year for my encounters. I have less encounters this year than any year previous. So
sure.
I don't know if
this year's been crazy. But let me ask you this one question about this bipedal organism that you captured. How tall do you think it was? And you said it was pitch black, the legs in color?
Yeah, pitch black. I never saw something this black. The feet were, looked just like a regular person's feet, but they were black as night. I mean, I never saw something so black. And so you figure, I couldn't see it. I could only see the feet. I don't know. The thing was, each foot was like 2 inches long, I would say. And so, maybe 8 inches high or something like that. I don't know. It was able to fit inside of a
with the Atacama alien that Dr. Greer brought forward.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, maybe something. Definitely. Could be. Definitely. It definitely was that. Around that size, but I wish I would have seen it more. But actually, I don't know. I was doing my business on the toilet, and I see this thing running past my door, and so I was a little bit indisposed. I couldn't go run out there right away, And my door was in her room.
That could be a problem there, but
closed.
You did capture it, and then you threw it away. Don't do that again. But if it ever comes back, I hope it does. Let us know, okay, man? I appreciate the call in.
I'll put the vibes out. Maybe I'll tell them that, since I can get some money out of it too, maybe they'll help me out.
Absolutely. Anybody could use a couple $1,000,000. And let me tell you, we have it. We're ready to go. We have a lot of contacts in high places, and they're ready to shelve it out. Appreciate it, man. You be safe over there.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
All right. The interesting first phone caller. Obviously, you heard me right. $2 million for an extraterrestrial, not of this earth. If it's past, it could be, the 1947 Roswell bodies. If anybody could bring those forward, or a live one. It sounds like the caller may have caught something. Not exactly sure what he captured, but sounds very interesting. So kind of spooky stuff there. Anyway, we got more callers in. We want to bring them in. Again, that was a great caller. He, spoke for about 5 to 6 minutes. Pretty good stuff. Let's get to the next caller right now. We're going to go to area code 814. 814, you're on Third Phase of the Moon.
Yes, hello, Third Phase Moon. Can you guys hear me all right?
I got you loud and clear. Where are you calling in from?
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm calling from, I'm located in Erie, Pennsylvania. Right on Lake Erie. And I live about 4 miles from the lake. And I must say, this sounds crazy, but 2020, me, my friends, my little brother, we've been experiencing encounters nearly every single night, especially on clear nights. These I'm not sure what to call it, but they look just like stars. We even filmed them with like a good iPhone camera and zoom in. And when you zoom in, it looks like multiple tentacles on the inside of them just spinning around. Well, let me not get too excited and tell you guys about one of my most significant experiences this year, which was June 6th, around 2 a.m. Me and my brother, we were hanging out in our neighbor's backyard, and it happened to be a full moon, which we've noticed. We notice a pattern that every time there's full moons, the activity in the sky is always extremely frequent. And we started just gazing at the sky, and we decided let's meditate and try to connect just to nature, more like that. We're like Native American people doing all that, and we started talking about what if them so-called star people are real. And as we started discussing this, we looked up in the sky, and this thing, it looked just like a bright star. And it just got bigger and bigger and started expanding. And at first it was like 500 miles out towards the eastern part of the sky. And all of a sudden, there was a noise that sounded like a helicopter. I was telling my brother, I said, "You hear that?" And it looked like what looked like a laser, like off of the movie, The Predator with Arnold. And he had it looked just like that triangle symbol that zooms in on you like it's going to beam you at any time. And before we knew it, we felt like our whole body started heating up and we felt warm. And all of a sudden, this, whatever it was, this UFO, it was like 100 miles out. Then it zoomed up to like 10 miles in front of us. Then before we knew it, it was right in front of our faces, and everything just turned into a red flash for a split second. And I remember this just like it was yesterday. And excuse me if I sound kind of nervous, because it's like I'm reliving it as I'm talking about it to you guys.
No, that's understandable.
What else? Good. And before we knew
let me ask you this. So this thing,
it was like,
it kind of like tracked you in the form of this green laser beam, the triangle formation that we see in the Predator movies, basically kind of giving you the dead sights that it's tracking you. It's kind of. Do you think this was maybe a possible abduction? Is this maybe a teleportation trying to get you aboard their ship? What's your thoughts on that?
It gets crazier. It gets so crazy. And I remember my father seeing a light through the window as he was sitting in the house watching his Cowboys and all his other movies. And we were running back to our house from our neighbor's yard, and it was maybe like only 100 feet away, the back door. Before we could run, what it looked like a whole lot of geometric shapes that were like shape-shifting. And the next second after that, after it flew in front of us, it shot up in the sky and took off. And as we were running back to the house, we were halfway back. And this giant, what I would call a spaceship, a giant white orb, super huge. It had some sort of, some light beam, a hollow light beam shining from below it. And it clearly was about to take me and my little brother. It was so obvious. But the strangest thing is, every time we felt some fear, like intense fear, it started leaving. It started going away. But then we started getting confident again and running down the driveway in the front of the house. 2 a.m., no one outside. And as it was like at least 200 feet in the air across the street at my neighbor's house, and we started running towards the street, it started coming right back down. It was like ready to take us. But we were too spooked, so we ran back in the house, told our father what we were seeing. And he was wondering, what was that? And ever since that day, ever since that night, every time we go outside, we're always seeing objects flying around. And sometimes me and my friends go to the lake, and on the peninsula, on Lake Erie, and we always see so many unexplainable objects. unexplainable orbs, and they always make a helicopter noise, and then it gets more quiet as it gets closer to you, and it's like you can feel them watching you. And it's just the strangest coincidence.
Let me ask you this. So you're in close proximity to Lake Erie. How far, actually,
Yes.
Can you see the lake from where you live?
I actually can. I can see the lake since I'm more in the uphill suburban area, about 4 miles from the lake. But it makes it kind of hard since there's trees in the way, so we have to go on higher elevation with no trees.
Sure. Well, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of UFO sightings in and around Lake Erie, and some people think that there's an underwater base for UFOs because we've received videos of UFOs leaving and entering the lake itself, Lake Erie.
Well, I haven't managed to get any videos above Lake Erie, but around my neighborhood, every time there's a clear night, even if it's cloudy, they pierce through the clouds and then go back up. Like, me and my friends, we've been doing experiments out in the middle of like a quiet, secluded, not noisy type of atmosphere out in the yard. It really doesn't matter. And we start talking to the sky. We were like playing around, joking around, like, hey man, what if they can hear us and everything we say? What if they have super advanced technology like in the movies and all that, just joking around. And all of a sudden, while we were outside and it's cloudy everywhere for the most part, before we knew it, it looked like it was made out of triangles, more like the Star of David, but it started morphing and having other triangles pop up around it. And it pierced through the cloud, and then it shoots right back up. And as I'm looking outside my window, it's lightning. But the weird thing is, there's no thunder at all. That's another strange thing we've been noticing. A whole lot of lightning, but never no thunder.
You never know. Sometimes you see lightning and it's off at a distance, maybe 150 miles, 50 miles. You're not going to hear the thunder, but you'll see the lightning. But let me ask you this. So you haven't got any video yet, but apparently it seems like you're going to be getting some video. So you know where to keep in touch with right here at Third Phase Moon. You're going to post those videos, I hope, in the future when you do get it. I appreciate the call in, man. You be safe over there and have that camera ready.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And one last thing before I leave, I'm certainly going to send videos. I have my iPhone. Well, this call kind of took a long time. Excuse me for that. I'm just so excited to let you guys know how crazy it is. All right. Thanks a lot, Third Phase Moon. I appreciate it, guys.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in. And anybody in the Lake Erie area, keep your eyes peeled. It sounds like this caller is experiences happening every night over his place. So, once it happens to you once, it happens more than once, in my opinion. They visit you multiple times in your life, and you just got to be ready for it. All right, it looks like we got a caller, maybe from out of the country. Let's go to area code 351. 351. Welcome to Third Phase.
Hi, can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear.
Hello?
Welcome to the show. Where are you calling in from?
Okay. Hi, I'm calling from Portugal.
All right, I appreciate it. What's on your mind? It's a first-time caller from Portugal. Welcome to Third Phase.
Yes. Hello. So my name is Cassandra, and I would like to share an experience I had with my boyfriend in 2015, a few years ago.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so it was like midnight, maybe 1 a.m. We were getting off the highway. It's not really a highway, but something of the sort, and we were getting off that. And I saw this maybe like a white thing on top of a building, like a 7-story building, and we were getting off it, and we were getting off the highway, and the thing started to getting near us. It was like an inverted teardrop-shaped, kind of like a white balloon, but it really wasn't. It was it was something else, and it had like very multicolored lights in it floating around, and it came near us, and we were shocked. At first, my boyfriend didn't see it, but then he saw it. And, I was very thankful I wasn't the only one there, because I would think I was crazy. And,
sure. How close was it to you?
So we used a metric system here, so it was like 5 meters away from us. At this point, we were on a sort of bridge on top of the sort of highway. My English is not that good, and it was like 5 meters away from us, maybe a little less, on top of the highway. So we were on the bridge, and it was over the highway. And there was these multicolored lights in it floating around. I think there were maybe entities, I don't know. I took the chance maybe to ask them to help me, help other people. After that, like, it took like 5 minutes, and then I had this feeling like maybe it was okay for us to go, like it was time for us to move on, and then we did. And that was it. That's my experience.
Let me ask you this. Do you think this white orb getting so close to you, I guess maybe it's approximately 30 feet or so, very close. Do you think this thing was following you or try to, track you?
Well, a few days back, before that, my family has like a countryside house, and we were on the car at night, and I was looking up at the sky. I do that a lot, and I did see like this really this dot of light, which if it were stationary, I would think it was a star, but it was kind of like following us a bit. But I wouldn't think much of it if it weren't like a few days after that this event happened. I don't know if it was striking us.
This thing was kind of building up. You noticed it once, and then a few days later you noticed it again, but got really, really close. I guess maybe about more 15 feet. So how large do you think this thing was?
Well, let me think. Bigger than an average person, I would say. Maybe 2 meters in length, like
about 6 feet in diameter.
Length. Maybe. I'm not very good at spatial things, but maybe it was big. It wasn't small. It wasn't like a small kind of orb. I got the feeling actually it was maybe some sort of like I don't want to call it spaceship, but maybe a vehicle of some sort. It had some on top of it. I don't want to complicate it too much because I'm trying to express myself the best I can. But on top of it, it had a sort of thing that was moving around, okay, and was like an eye or maybe like a lens or something. It was really weird, but it was big. It wasn't small. It wasn't like a small sighting.
Yeah, when I say keep your eyes on the skies, it seems like sometimes these things are keeping an eye on us, and this could be some kind of probe droid with its own camera system. Interesting.
Yeah, I did. My grandmother also. She lived in South Africa a few years, and she and my uncles and my grandfather, they saw like what they call like a typical UFO. They did see that typical saucer-shaped craft. Also, I read this can run in families.
In South. Go ahead. What was that?
I've read these experiences are intergenerational, that they can happen in multiple generations.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say, is that it seems like it is kind of a family bloodline. More families experience things than other families, but it's really cool. Appreciate you calling in all the way from Portugal. How did you hear about Third Phase of Moon?
Well, it's a great. It's one of the best YouTube channels on, these not so conventional topics, and congratulations on that. Your name is Blake, right?
It sure is. It sure is. I appreciate it so much calling in. And, yeah, we
Blake.
try our best.
Thank you so much for hearing me out.
Absolutely. Wow, that's so cool. People from around the world, Portugal, and she heard about Third Phase of Moon on the other side of the planet. This is what we're all about. We are the #1 UFO channel on the internet and around the world, so it's our pleasure to open up the phone lines. If you guys are enjoying this right now on the live live premiere on Third Phase of Moon YouTube, give us a big thumbs up. Appreciate all the support we're getting right now. All right, Blake Cousins, we are done with the radio show. We wanted to thank everybody who joined us on this special episode. Everybody in the chat's been super cool. This has been my pleasure taking your calls from around the world. We're going to be doing it real soon. Just make sure you hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel to be notified when we go live right here. Keep your eyes on the skies. Everybody be safe. Have that camera ready. And if you capture anything amazing, submit it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. We want to take your calls and your information, testimony. If you want to film yourself, explain to us how it is on the ground when you capture this. Like some of our recent episodes, you got to take a look at them. On the ground journalism, boots on the ground, reporting from the people who captured this stuff. It's about as good as it gets. The top ufology channel on the internet. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.